our driver's seat, it's the 2007 Kia Amanti. Now, Kia is one of two car companies that come out of Korea. In fact, they're the oldest company, been around since the 40s, acquired by the Hyundai Motor Company, which is the other Korean company, in 1998. Now, this car has great history here with Portland, Oregon. In fact, it went on sale in 1994. Out of 4 dealerships, it was the first place in the United States.
The idea behind the original Kia lineup was the fact that they wanted to build a car that was not only cheap to manufacture, but inexpensive to the potential buyer. Now, Kia has moved upscale on so many different levels, it's hard to even equate that car from then equates to the car behind me. They are not a cheap car anymore. They are well built and they will stand behind their vehicles, unlike a lot of manufacturers that have now had to follow suit behind a small Korean-based auto manufacturer. We're going to take a look at the inside. We're going to take a look at some very specific styling cues, but for now, let's take a look under the hood.
The skin is the same on the Kia Amanti, but underneath the hood you'll find all new mechanicals for 2007, right, Dennis?
You're right. Up from 3.5 liters last year to 3.8 liters of dual overhead cam V6 power, 264 horsepower, and 260 foot-pounds of torque. That drives into a 5-speed automatic transmission that you can, if you want, shift for yourself. Now, it has a great balance between the all-independent suspension with front and rear sway bars and independent brakes all the way around with 4-wheel ABS, but it comes down to this. I drove this car and it has a ton of power. Have you ever burned them off in a Kia? This car will do it, but I also drove it with a very heavy right foot and still got over 25 miles per gallon. When you're talking about styling with the 2007 Kia Amanti, I have to go back to something that Paul Stanley from Kiss said many years ago. If you're gonna steal from somebody, make sure you're stealing diamonds and not glass. This is a complete ripoff of the E-Class Mercedes. Is that bad? No, not really. The E-Class is a great looking car and an iconic sports sedan from Mercedes-Benz. Why not take that basic quad headlight look and apply it to a Kia? It derives all the way throughout the vehicle, from the fender flares to the wheels and even to the back.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with taking great things and making them better. After all, that's how the saying goes, right? If you look down the side, you can see some of the attributes from Chrysler. The rear end, you can see attributes from Mercedes and also Lincoln. I think the car's well shaped and it's well balanced. It's just that you see a lot of other makes and models when you look at the exterior.
Moving to the interior of the new Kia Amanti, I have to tell you one thing. It has a lot of space available for guys that have, well, above average height, and maybe I'm a little bigger in the center than I want to admit, but it's spacious, and that actually transfers into the back, right, Nick?
You know, it's comfortable here in the back, and I can tell you, although we say some of the exterior has attributes from other vehicles, the interior has a very Kia look and feel, but a classy Kia look and feel. I also see things that drift in from other vehicles like the ashtrays, and here the grab handles at the top are very nice. They are sort of spring-loaded and makes them really comfortable and easy to use. The interior is nice, leather, very comfortable, and very accessible.
I have to tell you a little story about what I found in this vehicle. This vehicle was in the test fleet right behind the Lexus LS 460, a $90,000 luxury sedan. And you know what? After a couple days in this car, I'll tell you what I found. I found a great car at the $30,000 price level. I lived with this car for a while. I drove up 500 miles, about 200 of that on the freeway, and I found out that Kia makes a great road car. Everything inside the car is accessible from the driver's hands. It has things like the driver's seat controls built into the side panels and a great sound system for enjoying your favorite CD. The car may not have every electronic gizmo that's available in $90,000 or $150,000 cars, but it has everything you need, and it does it at a great price.
So we've done our road test and we've looked at the exterior, the interior, the mechanics of the 2007 Kia Amanti. Dennis, give me 2 ups and 1 down for this vehicle.
Well, the first one's going to be the value. When you talk about cars as far as purchase point and value and what they do with it, this has got to be a big up. I've been in a lot of 6-figure, 100,000 plus cars lately, and I have to look at from reality what the real man, the blue collar guy, is going to buy for 30 grand. This car will give you a lot of content and, my other up, a lot of backing behind the car. 100,000-mile warranty from the factory. You can't really beat that. Now, my downside is going to be this, the styling. It's like a grab bag. It's a Mercedes in the front. It's a K car in the center. It's a Lincoln Town car in the back. Kia needs to be a little more focused on what they do in their styling studios so they can come up with one flowing design from front to back.
And it's amazing. Sometimes we can be so off together, and sometimes we can be so together about what we think about cars. And this one, again, we're together. I think the styling is my down, and we'll start with that. It's a real shame. This car has so much potential. It gives you so much for the money. The engine and drivetrain are so great for 2007. What happened to the outside? It almost looks like somebody went to a junkyard and welded together a bunch of different cars. Let's get to my ups for this vehicle. The interior is absolutely amazing. I'll tell you, this is the one part of the car that flows, is nice looking, easy to use, has lots of gadgets, even ashtrays in the rear. It's just really nice. My other up for this vehicle has got to be that engine and the drivetrain. I think 3.8 is just enough for the size of this vehicle. It gets it moving from traffic lights, overtaking on the freeway. It's exactly the engine needed for the car. That hits the nail on the head. I think overall, I like this car. They just need to get their styling house in order.
The 2007 Kia Amanti comes standard with a 3.8-liter dual overhead cam V6 and a 5-speed automatic transmission. The base price is $25,495 with an as-tested price of $30,425. The city miles per gallon EPA rating is 19, and the highway miles per gallon EPA rating is 26.
Here are the guys that make miles around possible. The Russ Auto Group, Baxter Auto Parts, Northside Ford, Ray Reese Dealerships, 4 Wheel Parts Performance Center, Grand Prix Imports, and J. Lee's Auto Group. Thanks, guys.
Signorama is a full-service sign company. From small indoor signs to large outdoor signs, they can make just about any type of sign happen. Signorama specializes in full-color, large-format digital printing, which can be applied or attached to almost any type of surface. Let them design, print, and finish your custom banners, vehicle graphics, display signs, and electric sign faces. They're located off I-205 on Sunnyside Road across from Kaiser Hospital. Call 503-794-1999 or on the web at signorama.com.